And welcome in, everybody, to A 10-Year-Old's Take. I'm Brad Radici, alongside the star of the show, Kevin Radici. Kevin, what's up?
It's not bad. Just got back from the second day of school. Horrible, by the way, but
Yes, so we follow the Shelby County academic calendar. We've missed a couple weeks because Kevin's out of school. Now that he's back in
I
school,
mean, I was out of school.
you were out of school. Now that you're back, so is the show. And of course, Thursday night and Friday night, it's the Final Four of the college football playoff. It's Ole Miss against Miami and Indiana against Oregon. So far, Kevin, tell me what you thought about the playoff as it's been going through its bracket.
So I really loved that Indiana cooked Alabama.
Uh-huh.
I really thought that was gonna happen too.
I was pretty confident Oklahoma would beat Alabama. I thought that game would look like the Indiana game, but you were right about Bama. They bowed up and showed out.
And I was right about Ole Miss and Oregon.
That's right. That's right.
So I got all three of the Thursday night games right.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just say, when you talk about the college football playoff, one team I was a little stunned by was Ohio State, Kevin.
I did not expect them to get out.
Yeah, I thought the roles were going to be reversed between them and Indiana. I thought Indiana crossed their biggest hurdle and broke through their wall when they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. And I felt like they would have just breathed a sigh of relief and said, "We have arrived," and then not shown up for the playoff game.
And then they would have gotten cooked. No offense to Addie, but I did not expect Indiana to win.
Oh, good call out to Addie. All right. She is an Indiana.
I promised her I would give her a shout out.
Oh, good. There, you've accomplished that.
Addie, have a good life.
We hope to see her again. But anyway, so in Ohio State, on the flip side, they lose in the Big Ten championship game. I thought for sure they were veteran enough to the playoff and to the big time games, and as your defending champ, that they'd bounce back and make a run. Then they look horrible against Miami.
They get I can't say smoked, but they just really didn't show up in those final quarters.
Now, granted, Jason Day was in a bit of a bind. He lost his play caller, blah, blah, blah.
Wada.
Yeah, it's not like he's never been there before, but boy, that first half, he looked like he'd never called a game before. Looking at his card, pacing, having zero answer on offense.
He looked like me when I didn't get my McDonald's order.
Exactly. But then, of course, you had Ole Miss in Georgia. That was a firefight. We watched that one down at Walt Disney World.
I did not expect, well, I kind of did expect Ole Miss to win, but it was kind of surprising.
Yeah, and then you mentioned Indiana, so...
But I also, sorry, but how was those final plays for Ole Miss not intentional grounding? To me, I thought those would have been intentional grounding.
I don't know, Kev. I thought really, at the end of the day, Kirby Smart kind of, I don't know, got a little rattled and went for that fourth down maybe a little too soon. I think they would have won that game if they punted, played defense. They had the momentum, lost it because Ole Miss scored. But anyway, here we are. We have Miami against Ole Miss. Boy, two teams that I don't know if it would think they'd be in the Final Four. If this were the NCAA tournament and the pick'em bracket, you'd be like in the final 100 having this entire Final Four, yet alone Ole Miss in Miami. Who do you like in this game?
I think I have to go with Miami here. I think they're the hotter team. I think Ole Miss is going to be like, okay, we barely came out with that Georgia win, and I just don't think they're going to be ready for Miami and the Hurricanes.
Well, it's an interesting set of circumstances for Ole Miss. They lose a couple more coaches to LSU, so those guys are gone in the middle of a playoff run, a national championship run. So that certainly is different. And I imagine...
And that's not helping.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a factor it is, but it's definitely different. So it's either for Ole Miss a motivational thing to keep sticking it to Lane Kiffin and those coaches, or do they just say, hey, the guy I've been with all year isn't here.
We're cooked.
We're cooked. Miami, my fear for Miami is they had the defense, I think. They have two great defensive ends. Is the offense. I know Carson Beck is a veteran quarterback.
I don't know if the offense is there.
Yeah, I don't know if they can muster enough points against, Chambliss has turned into this all of a sudden. Maybe did he play the game of his life against Georgia, or can he replicate it? That's the big question, right?
Yeah, I think their defense showed up against on that Ohio State game instead of their offense. So, yeah.
Um, Now the other game is Indiana, Oregon. These two faced each other in the regular season in Eugene, and Indiana in the fourth quarter grinded it out. Two great coaches, with Lanning and certainly Signetti. I don't know, Kev. Indiana keeps impressing, and they're just seeming to be the team of destiny here. They have the Heisman Trophy winner. They didn't even need him much against Alabama. They ran the ball effectively. This defense is working despite them missing their top defender. I don't think Oregon has enough to beat Indiana.
So, I've got to agree with you here. I think Indiana is just a very, like, I don't know how to say it, but just they can score. They can do a late comeback drive if they need to. And I think they're a very effective team. So, I got them beating Oregon here. Sorry, Ethan.
Oh, boy, you're all about the shout outs today, huh? You have Ethan, you have Addie. Anybody else you want to shout out?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, also my friend who roots for Ole Miss,
Oh, what's his name?
Harrison.
Harrison. Yeah. Well, hey, good luck to Harrison. At least they're in the playoff. Us Florida State fans we're not.
Yeah,
So,
we kind of got cooked.
but hey, we did get Ashton Daniels as our new quarterback.
Is he good?
I don't think so.
Where's he from?
Hey, he came from Auburn, and we know how good Auburn was.
I mean, same record as us, so we can't really be talking.
I hear you. Okay, so if I hear you correctly, Kevin, you're going to pick Miami
Yes.
and Indiana.
Yes, that's my final pick.
Oof, boy. I'll agree with you on Indiana,
You're going for Ole Miss here?
and I'm going to take Ole Miss only because I don't know. It's the Lane Kiffin thing. I would just like to see them run the table and win a national championship, and Lane Kiffin have to. I don't know what you do. Do you give him a championship ring or not?
Wait, does he get it if they win?
So he gets paid. He still gets paid bonuses.
Well, first of all, if I was a player, I'd be like, heck no, I ain't doing that for you.
I know it's a tough character question.
Why-
I wouldn't even call it a character question.
Well,
Would Ole Miss be nice enough to give Lane Kiffin a ring, or do they say, "Hey, man, you weren't here"?
We don't give it to you.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it because you weren't even our coach.
I think I'd be in that camp as well. Okay, well, we still have a couple minutes to kill here, Kevin. Let's talk about your Christmas break. I know you had a quick trip to the beach, but more importantly, we went down to Walt Disney World on New Year's to get your sister, who was done with the Disney College program. Tell me about the crowds down there.
Not good. The Three Caballeros was 110 minutes. For
Three
every-
Caballeros.
Like hashtag the oldest ride in the park that is normally a walk on. So yeah.
Hey, a great ride to do if you start in Canada and end in Mexico.
But not a good 110-minute wait.
Not one to stand outside the Mexico pavilion and wait for that line.
It's literally that long for every single day.
Let me tell you, we saw the Frozen line, which was wrapped around Norway and was making its way.
And there's a giant line inside the building too.
I hadn't seen the Frozen line that long since I was there with Kristen and Marin in October of 2020 when they spaced the lines by 6 feet. That's how long it was.
For, coronavirus.
Right, coronavirus or COVID-19, as we like to call it.
Coronavirus.
All right, Kevin. Well, that's it. So we have the Final Four Thursday and Friday. Then, of course, the national championship game on January 19th, which is also Martin Luther King Day.
Also, I think, can I just say my predictions for the national championship?
Well, we'll have another episode before that, I think. So,
No, we
but you think it's going to be Indiana against Miami?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's going to be Indiana Ole Miss.
No, our podcast is going to be after.
Okay. We'll debate it later. Right now, we're going to
I think Indiana's going to win.
Okay, he's picking Indiana because He's a big Addy fan, so he's just gonna roll with her.
Well, I mean, they're a good team.
Okay. She gave him a Mickey Mouse thing, so now he's just his vote's bought and paid.
Okay, whatever, Brad. Okay, I can end this. You can be quiet. That's another episode of 10-Year-Old Takes. I'm Brad. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by
Genius. Real genius. You got it. Folks, that's it for a 10-year-old's take. I'm Brad.
And
he's Kevin.
I'm Kevinator.
He's got it straight. We'll see you next time.